Hello, welcome to Coffee and Whiskey with me. This weekend was a real wet one, and I'm sure you experienced it as much as I did. But out at the Kranji countryside, we had such a mega storm that the Singtel tower was blown over, and even my wonderful 3G phone didn't work the whole night. But more about water in a short while. Sunday Times headlines: NSL services disrupted by water in tunnel. Another MRT breakdown. What can I say? And on the topic of water, more rain is expected in many areas today. It's raining today, yesterday, every day. I'm sure it's going to rain tomorrow as well. You know, we have 2.4 meters of rainfall every year. We are at number 13th in the world for heavy rainfall. From July to now, it's been raining almost non-stop, and I'm sure this is all due to climate change. Yet, the price of water has gone up 30%, and nobody has brought this topic up. Nobody has apologized for a policy wrongly made. Why did they have to increase 30% for water when every day they are letting water out of the reservoir? Come to the Kranji Reservoir and see that happening every day. You know, they should return some money to people, reduce the price of water so that the price of coffee, etc. can also go down for a change. Top of the news, President Halimah to move out of Yishun flat. Really sad, huh? I don't understand why she can't stay in a HDB flat and be protected. And she says that, you know, the MHA advised her. What is the MHA trying to say? They cannot protect people living in HDB. They can only look after people in landed property. Give me a break, man. You know, put 10 Gurkhas there. They can protect anything. And President Nathan used to live in a corner terrace house in front of a petrol station. That was very dangerous. Somebody could have bombed the petrol station. So what is the message MHA is trying to send out? I must be living in real dangerous territory out in the boondocks in Kranji, man. Please, let our president stay in her home. She can be easily protected. Build a special lift shaft for her and right into the car and protect everybody in our HDB area together with our president. Minister Ong Ye Kung, you know, he actually comes up with quite good ideas, and I don't get irritated when I read about what he says. Singapore must be a place where innovation can thrive. He's hit the nail on the head. You know, this young girl had a business proposal for shared taxi services a long time ago, but of course nobody cared about this young girl. You know why? Because our government only helps big businesses. They do not help our small SMEs. Look at the media industry. We had competition before, you know, we had Today newspaper and all the other stuff. Now it's all split into two, so there are monopolies again. So when you have monopolies, you have no competition. Government is taking over all the small businesses. Look at all the big chains that are linked somehow to big government or big unions or big cooperatives. How do the small people compete? The Singapore government should help their own small businesses, which employ many of their people. They shouldn't buy them up and age them out and make them redundant. SMEs are the backbone of any economy. Innovation starts by helping small businesses. Rules and regulations are made to deter small businesses from flourishing. Civil servants should be sent out to all these small businesses and made to work there and understand their problems. Listen to what Jack Ma says. Small businesses to steal the power from largest companies. Small businesses will drive globalization in the future. He reckons he can contribute to creating 1 million American jobs through promoting small businesses. In fact, if you look at all MNCs, many of whom in alcohol, in wine, in cigarettes, in chocolate, in cars, in watches, they all started as cottage industries. So Singapore, please listen to Ong Ye Kung. He is new, he has an innovative mind, and I'm hopeful that he will be the change agent for all of us. Yes, it's about time we look at what's fueling this mad en bloc sale again. It is good when people actually genuinely can sell their property price at a bit of a profit and move on to a newer unit. But what's fueling this bubble now? Look at which companies are buying up this land. Many of them are foreigners and they all come from China, right? And don't you think there's a sign of money laundering somewhere? And we should not allow foreigners to buy it at supersonic high prices too, because there's another level of money laundering. We should force foreigners who buy those properties when they sell to sell it back to Singaporeans, so the price of property can never continuously go sky high. Vice Chairman of the Medical Board at Institute of Mental Health. You know, it's a good article. People with mental illness deserve a shot at work. But, you know, he should also look at the responsibility of the people who... He should also look at the business... A shot of whiskey would be good to clear my throat. It is good to want to help drunkards, drug addicts, and people with mental issues. But we must also look at the responsibility that is thrown onto the people who employ these people. We must be honest and upfront. Don't try to be a missionary. For example, when I employ somebody in my kitchen, if the guy has mental issues and suddenly puts poison into the food and poison my customers, whose problem does that become? These people should be helped by some government agency who sets up specific sheltered workshops with expert people in there to handle these issues. Radha Basu, who used to work for the Straits Times, has now moved to Lian Foundation. I know her, she writes well. But I'm surprised that she's pointed out a very interesting point. You know, Singapore is a rich country. I think one of the richest in the world, they tell me. Yet, we only spend 1/10 of what OECD countries spend on long-term care. And you know, we are one of the fastest aging countries in the world. So we should seriously look at what's happening. We do spend a lot of money, you know, building super-duper hospitals. Every hospital is at least $1 billion. They have the best landscape, they have the best architecture, they have the best this, the best that. But the point is, the hardware is supersonic, but the hardware of the nurses is not really looked after. Compared to first world countries, our nurses are paid peanuts. We should cut out this crap of cheaper, better, faster, especially when it comes to nursing care, because all of us will need it one day. As we move into a new week, let's hope that we will keep our country safe. Last week was a terrible week with shooting in Las Vegas, hurricanes in America, and Mount Agong about to blow up. We Singaporeans should really keep our beautiful little island safe and secure. Thank you for watching my show and spending some of your time with me. Please subscribe so that you can watch more of my shows. Have a great week ahead.